Hi, and welcome to the next part of this video tutorial. What we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and create the hand, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that in a fresh Theorist Max file, and then we'll bring it back in. It doesn't matter, we could do it in the same file. I'm going to go to the front viewport, and I want to go ahead and create the base for the hand. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna create a box, and I'm gonna put some subdivisions on this box. So I'm gonna have that there. I'm gonna convert this to editable poly now. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to create the base of the shape of a hand. What I've done is I put my hand on a piece of paper, and I drew around it, and I'm just creating the base of the hand based on the drawing that I have on a piece of paper next to me here. How it ended up looking is something similar to this. So just what I'm really doing right now is I'm looking at the paper next to me, and I'm just creating the base of my own hand really. And I think this has to go out a little bit. It's going back inside, and roughly like that. Okay, I'm gonna leave this right now. We'll come back. This is where the thumb's gonna come out from here, and then the 4 fingers will go in there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna create the fingers. Now, one thing to have in mind is that we're not aiming for realism here. We're aiming for something rather cartoony as we go on. So what I'm gonna do for the finger is that let's convert it to editable poly, and we'll create our subdivision as we go on. What I want to do is I want to create 2 subdivisions here first of all, and these are for the joints on our fingers. So I'm going to put one up around there, and the other one almost halfway through around here. Okay, now from the side, if I look at this, let me just push this up a little bit, and then this will need to be a bit thicker. Okay. From the top, I want to get this and move it forward a little bit, and then what I want to do is go ahead and put some subdivisions here, maybe around 3 on this side and then 3 down here as well. This one I want to kind of extend that, and this one I kind of want to extend that as well. Everything else in between I want to shrink it down, and the reason I'm doing this is because I want to give it more of a cartoony, very skinny look to my character. However, this loop over here, I might I just double click that actually. I might chamfer that, and then do the same thing with that loop. I'm not doing the edge, by the way. I'm doing the entire loop, not just the edge. And over here I might kind of scale this down, and let's have a look at how this looks. If you want, of course, you can always go ahead and add additional lines there. I might add just one line over here and then extend it out a little bit so it doesn't look completely flat. And on the left side I may want to let's have a look, take these up a tiny bit, and then same with these. Take those a little bit up. Okay, it's looking not bad. What I could also do is select these edges and chamfer them a little bit. So let's go ahead and chamfer those edges, not too much. You may not even need to do this really, but it's up to you. I'm going to do it. If I was to put a mesh smooth on top of this, this is how the finger would look like. Of course, it still needs a lot of tweaking because, let's have a look. How do I want this to look like? I would probably want these to be a lot thinner. And maybe those as well a tiny bit. And from the side it looks fine. Let's just see how it looks in total. It's not too bad, I guess. Also, the polygons at the very bottom, that's where these polygons are going to join, or going to be welded with the base mesh. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to bring that and put that over here. Of course, it's too small compared to the hand, so I'm going to scale this up. Roughly around that size. I think it's a little bit too tall actually, so I'm going to shrink it down and put it there. Maybe too much. Actually, I might just shrink it down that way and a little bit this way. Let's see how that looks. Not bad. Again, don't worry too much about the exact shape and size of this, because this is just for a cartoony character, so we're not aiming for realism here. So I'm going to copy that, and what I want to do is I want to bring the actually I might get rid of mesh smooth here for now. What I want to do is I want to bring the pivot point of this object to the base of the object, or the finger, so that I can scale it easier. In order to do that, I'm going to go to the hierarchy tab. I'm going to turn my snap tool on, but first I'm going to right click on my snap tool and make sure vertex is selected and nothing else, and I can turn that on and effect pivot only, bring that down here and say that's done. Now it's a lot easier to scale these. I'm going to put one here as well. I can actually turn my scale my snap off now. Okay, so the index finger is smaller than the middle finger, and then the ring finger is roughly the same size as this. I'm just going to duplicate this really to the same size, and this is of course just much smaller, and it kind of goes that way. There. This one, let's have a look at it. And okay, that kind of goes over here, and that could go over there. Okay, great. I might actually go oops here, just bring that there, and I may have to chamfer these edges in order to make room for these separate sections. So let's do that. Let's just chamfer these edges. It's acting up. Can't really change between wireframe and shaded anymore. Okay, that's better. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do now in this case is I'm gonna go ahead and might need to add a line going this way, because that's what I have on the fingers as well. Just make a connection there. Okay, now I'm going to isolate this one finger in order to show you something. The border edge around here, that has 10 edges over here. Okay, have that in mind. It's got 10 edges. However, if I was to isolate the base finger, the base hand, and if I was to delete a section where the finger is going to go in, and I was to select that area, it says 6. So what I need to do is either convert this to 10 or convert my finger to 6. I think in this case it's easier for me to convert my finger to 6. So what I'm going to do, just go ahead, and these 4 edges which I chamfered, I'm going to go and weld those two, the 2 vertices for each side. Too much? There you go. That seems to be okay. I know we end up with a triangle, but I don't mind in this case. So 6 edges now. Great. The only thing is we'll have to do this with the remaining 4 fingers as well. So you may want to do this step before you make duplicates of the main finger. So that's done. Let's just do that with these as well. So corner ones only. Oops, too much. Make sure you don't weld anything unnecessary in there. Great. Okay, let's exit isolation now. Okay, now in this case we're just dealing with these 2 because I've cut that one area. So let's have a look. What I want to do is attach one to the other, and then I want to select that and say target weld that to this, target weld that to that, that to that. You could weld these as well. You don't necessarily have to use target weld. And put that there. Great. So exit isolation, and what I'm going to do is delete these 2 polygons and attach this to them. Max has decided to act up for some reason. Okay. Let's have a look. I might want to target weld these together now. And that's good. Attach. Actually, let's just delete the polygons underneath this one and attach the finger to the base. Target weld these together. This one I might just weld. This one I might just weld as well. Let's have a look. So let's go ahead and delete these ones now. Attach the last finger, and let's say target weld these together. Okay, great. So now we have our entire hand, kind of all the 4 fingers attached to each other. If I was to put a mesh smooth on that for you to see, that's how the fingers would look like. I don't mind. It looks like an alien, really, but I really don't mind, considering that this is supposed to be a cartoony looking character. So that is fine. The only thing is this box is a little bit too flat. What I'm doing is I'm just looking at my hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and make some changes to this, especially because this is going to be the back of the hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these polygons here. I'm going to put a FFD, just a 2x2 on top of them, and control points, just the bottom ones. I want to bring it out in order to give some depth to the hand. Okay, that's good. What I may do is on top of this put a FFD 3x3, and in this case just bring the middle ones out a tiny bit, not too much, so that it kind of has some sort of a depth into it, if you like. Maybe just push the other ones a little bit back in. Okay, that'll do. And what I may also want to do is actually turn mesh smooth off, convert it to editable poly so we have a fresh editable poly. You don't want to collapse down the mesh smooth, that's very important. So if this is the front bit, I might want to go and just play around with this, just push a few of these vertices out a tiny bit, push a couple in maybe. And if we put a mesh smooth on top, it roughly looks slightly better. Okay. What I want to do now is to go ahead and model the thumb, which is very similar to how we modeled the fingers. So I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to convert it to editable poly there, and I'm going to put the connection, put that there, maybe scale this one in a little, but maybe chamfer this loop again, not the edge, the loop, and maybe put a few connections there, put a few connections here. But before I do that, I think I might need to extend this a tiny bit more, and then put that connections there. And then I could go ahead, select this, and apply a similar theme, if you like, to the thumb. Let's look at it from the side. From the side, I think it's best to first of all make this a little bit thicker, but as these vertices get closer to the tip of the finger, we might need to bend this a little bit. These ones might just bring back up again. Put a mesh smooth on it, and roughly looks like a thumb. That'll do for me. Just bring that down here, and might have to just scale it a little bit bigger because it's a thumb. Just put that there. Rotate it a tiny bit on the top view, maybe push it in, and editable poly, delete that. What I may actually want to do is I don't want two mesh smooths, so I want to delete the mesh smooth on this. Also, I may want to go ahead and make one connection there, not three, just one, and maybe expand that a little bit. And I'm adding this additional line there because I have it on my base mesh. So here I'm going to go to edit polygon and say attach this object, and let's just bring this element and put that around there, and I'm going to have these being snapped or target welded up here. So target weld that to that. It's not doing it. Oh, it's not doing it because I did not delete these two polygons. So target weld this to this, this to this, and just gonna continue like that. Okay, and let's put mesh smooth on. and this is the hand for the character. I could go ahead and delete these because that's where I'm going to be extruding the hand from. So basically like so. But of course at this stage it kind of needs to start becoming a lot more like a cylinder. I feel like it needs to become a bit more rounded, sort of, so to speak. Just delete that. And this is where you step in and you want to be as creative as possible. I want to push these in because I don't like this really boxy looking edge. Just push those in. Guess we have a similar thing a little bit down here as well. Just push those in a tiny bit. Okay. And now this area needs to become a little bit cylindrical, if you like. I might actually have my soft selection on, see how that works. Okay, going to the poly. Oops, no. See, this is why you don't want to convert to the poly when you have mesh smooth on. It does that for you. So I'm going to turn that off. How many edges do I have? I have 12. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this as hand, and then I'm going to import it or merge it even into the main file. But the problem that we have here is that these series of loops that we edges that we have down here, we have 12 edges, but we know that our cylinder for the character has 8 edges, so we have to find a workaround that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here, and I will see you in the next one.